Hey everybody, welcome back to, I guess, the second to last edition of Rouslin's 3-Ball here for the 2018-2019 PGA Tour year. We're going to have this week, next week, and then we're going to get a couple of weeks off before we get what's called the fall swing. We're going to get a lot of tournaments, actually, there. Pretty good ones, some new ones. They're heading to Japan, so we will definitely be around for that, so stay tuned. But this week, we've got the top 70 players ranked in the FedEx Cup heading to the BMW Championship. Let's learn a little bit about that as they are heading to Medina Golf Course. There we go. See, sorry, it didn't pop up right there. So again, BMW Championship, it is Medina Golf Course number 3. There's actually 3 golf courses at this complex here just outside of Chicago. It's par 72 measuring 7,600 yards. So it's a major style course. What I mean by that is it's actually hosted numerous U.S. Opens and PGA Championships. The last one in 2006 won by Tiger Woods. And in 1999, won by Tiger Woods. What a surprise. Also, it hosted the 2012 Ryder Cup. So, pretty good golf course. Provides some great spectacles. It is a shot maker's golf course, tree-lined fairways, a lot of fun to watch and play. So, tournament, it is the second of 3 playoff events featuring the top 70, as we mentioned at the top. That's probably going to be pretty standard here for the PGA Tour going forward. We're going to play DraftKings this week, or Daily Fantasy Sports, not DraftKings, excuse me. Top price, $200K to first for DK and $25K to first for FanDuel. So, DraftKings really up in their game here in the playoffs. It's a $1 million to first play. Not $1 million to first, $1 million guaranteed. So really good contest. And let's learn maybe a few of the players that might help you get there this week. First guy we're going to talk about is Jon Rahm. Priced at 11.8 on FanDuel, 10.9 on DraftKings. Strokes gained on the year, 52nd in approach, 40th in putting. Would have liked to seen that a little bit better, but his form has come on very strong as of late. 3rd at the Northern Trust last week. 7th at the WGC. Another top 10 at the Open. Prior to that, a win at the Irish Open. So the form is really good for Jon Rahm. Peaking into the Tour Championship, where he's got a chance to win the FedEx Cup. Certainly, if he goes out and wins this week, that'll put him into the top 5 at very minimum going into next week. So, certainly a chance for Jon Rahm to catch some hot form and win himself a good chunk of change. Next guy we're going to talk about is a guy we haven't heard from in quite a while. He came in 11th at the Open, 82nd at the Northern Trust last week, but really struggled with his putter. That's Francesco Molinari, Open Championship of last year. 7.8 on DraftKings, 9.4 on FanDuel. I flipped those this week. As I just mentioned, his recent form pretty good. He's been really struggling with his approaches this year, or since his win at the Arnold Palmer Invitational earlier in the year. Putting also he's been struggling with, as we just mentioned. So looking for a turnaround from him. This might be his last week of the year if he doesn't get it turned around. Sitting just inside the top 30 right now, so he could be a guy that might be bumped if he doesn't have a good week this week. And then the last guy that we're going to chat about is a guy that I like to throw out there, and if you have been following my work this year or a AwesomoPlus.com member, you've seen me write about him a couple of times, and if not, perfect time to join the fall circuit. Is all about the research. You don't get a lot of stars in there, so it's a really great time to join. Get that inside research that we give out, both Ben and I and a couple others here. So perfect time to do that. So Windham Clark, 6,400 on DraftKings, 7,400 on FanDuel this week. The Northern Trust, he came in 18th last week and was really hot with the putter. And as you can see, that's where he gains a lot of his strokes. So normally we don't like that to be a good thing because it can run hot. But with a no-cut event, and him showing that he can sustain that hot putting almost all year, ranking in the top 10 on tour, we like that this week, especially, like I said, getting a guaranteed 4 rounds. Plus, he's very long off the tee, so that should help him on the 4 par 5s this week. So hopefully that gives you a pretty good start on your lineups this week. And, of course, if you're interested in my model breakdown, you're going to see that just here in a little bit. It is, I think, Tuesday night or evening for me. It's a little bit later than I normally do these. I was traveling back to Florida from my home of Rhode Island, where I was spending a couple of days. So sorry about the lateness. However, catch my model breakdown right on the other side of this. And if not, see you next week for the Tour Championship. Cheers, everybody.